And AI can analyze connections between archival records to determine their origin, the creator relationship, or the historical context of them. Additionally, AI has been able to identify people, organizations, places, and events mentioned in our archival documents and relate them to some of our controlled vocabularies and authority files. The value here is that the archivists can more effectively meet ISAD standards while improving accessibility, discoverability, and description of archival collections. So we do leverage AI for declassification as well, streamlining a manual process that often leads to delays and bottlenecks, the manual process of declassification. The AI can identify restricted information in accordance to our bank policies that requires scrutiny and existing processes which struggle for the manual process to keep up with the volume of requests we have and sometimes the complexity of the records. It makes timely accessing these a challenge. But an AI tool can be trained to recognize the language patterns in the documents and structures and indicate if it's restricted content or not, ensuring that our sensitive information is flagged appropriately. AI can detect existing security classification markings that are on the document, helping determine which records should be marked as declassified based on predetermined rules and guidelines. It can also generate first drafts of declassification notices, allowing the reviewer to focus on validating that output rather than starting from scratch. And also AI can populate removal notices automatically by pulling metadata directly from a corpus of records, ensuring consistency and accuracy. So again, the value here of using AI on our digitized archival paper records is it can facilitate the implementation of our access to information policy by accelerating and increasing the volume of declassified records that we're able to release. It enhances the efficiency and productivity of the access to information team by focusing their efforts on training the tool, ensuring quality control, and maintaining accuracy. And it can make high-value information more easily and quickly available to the public. The digitization workflow process focuses on analog records. However, the World Bank Group Archives also digitizes photographs and audiovisual records in its holdings. AI can also be leveraged for facial recognition of bank staff and member country officials in World Bank Group photographs in our video collections, and does some enabling features of automatic tagging, sorting, and searching. For automatic transcription of oral record in history interviews, you can use speech algorithms and natural language processing to analyze the transcribed text to extract a theme, some topics, sentiments, and summarization techniques for abstract writing. It can also identify key points, anecdotes, or insights discussed in our oral history interviews. So again, some of the value: it can accelerate, streamline, and enhance cataloging for efficiency. It improves search within our archive catalogs. It reduces the staff time and effort and enables faster processing and indexing of the collection, enhances the quality of our metadata, and supports curation of collections and other access points on the oral history site and platform. So digitalization. I just walked you all the way through a digitization to a digital transformation experience with our paper records. So let's talk about digitalization, which is a bit more about automation. So at the World Bank, and probably all of you, for so long we've required wet signatures on our loans with countries and other agreements that we have. And the process was very cumbersome. Somebody would sign the document, they would arrange for a courier or mail, it would go to a government official would sign the document maybe days later, give it to another courier or mail it to a third party who would sign it, and eventually it would get back to the World Bank again. It took a long time. So DocuSign is the World Bank Group approved electronic signature solution. It enables staff to easily upload and send documents for recipients to sign from any computer or any mobile device where they are replacing paper and pen signatures. This change has provided many benefits. In the hybrid work environment, DocuSign ensures business continuity with fast turnaround times. It eliminates printing, shipping, and paper costs, and helps digitize these transactions right from the start. And it also reduces our carbon footprint. So we have tons of testimonials from World Bank staff and officials around the globe that are been using the DocuSign process since we implemented it. One person says that our experience of applying DocuSign to management letters, visa letters, admin procurement documents have been working fantastic. We have significantly reduced printing, courier fees, staff time that's used to put together 4 or 5 sets of documents for legal signing packages, and stress from chasing down the country director or the government official asking them for signatures. There's much faster turnaround time. Sometimes within a day we get all the signatures that we need. The experience has been very positive. The archive team at the World Bank is also responsible for video recordings of meetings. So every day we have a lot of meetings. They're recorded in WebEx or Teams. And the exponential growth of the digital content makes it hard, if not nearly impossible, for the World Bank Group archives to appraise the vast. An example are video recordings, of which we receive on average 400 per month. Many of these recordings have permanent value according to our retention policies, while others need to be destroyed. Some recordings are transferred to our custody with promising and discreet review of every video to ensure that there's content and sound to determine which retention rules to apply. Archivists use metadata such as the title to support the decisions. Once decisions are documented, the archivist manually transfers the videos to different locations depending on whether they are eligible for ingest into our digital preservation platform or whether they should be destroyed. That process, that manual human intervention process, takes about 2 person days per month and is prone to errors, and it's very manual in nature. So some of our goals to automate this more is to speed up decision making and transfer, increase the accuracy of the appraisal decisions, and reduce manual mistakes. So our audiovisual archive scans are designated for network folders for new videos and stores them information in a database. Our AVA then extracts and analyzes the file name and a generated transcript. It can identify empty and soundless recordings and provides recommendations for archival retention or destruction. So all the archivist really has to do now is validate this. Next slide. So thereafter, the videos identified for archival retention are transferred to a digital preservation staging area, and those identified are either identified for destruction or destroyed. So we have audit reports that are generated and automatically captured in the World Bank Group's electronic document and records management system. So the audiovisual archive accuracy currently is about 80%, so this automated process is working really well. It's also successful in detecting those empty and soundless videos. The tool requires approximately 5 minutes to make the recommendation for 200 videos. Once the recommendations are available, an archivist needs about 30 minutes to verify and take any required corrective actions. Automating this AVA process, this implementation has resulted in 1.5 person days savings per month, a reduction of our manual errors, and an increase in appraisal decision accuracy. Because AI makes it possible to handle data quantities that are more significant than humans can analyze, it is an essential part of digital transformation because it increases impact, productivity, and creativity. So the terms artificial intelligence and digital transformation are very much linked. Even when organizations or thought leaders only name one, they will still likely be working in both in tandem. AI, in short, already is and will continue to power the next phase of digital transformation initiatives and software, creating opportunities and improvements not possible previously. Automation and AI are both technologies that can help streamline processes and improve efficiency, but they differ in several ways. Automation is used to perform repetitive tasks that don't change over time, while AI is that require decision-making. Automation provides optimal value when deployed in a pre-existing, well-defined process. An automated records management system is any platform or set of services designed to handle the intake, processing, storage, retrieval, and disposal of a company's records with minimal manual oversight. The user always dictates the automation process within the confines of a set of given inputs. But AI, by contrast, is best utilized when trying to overcome challenges that are more complex or not defined by present rules. If the user gives an AI a set of inputs, the AI will analyze the data and suggest the optimal course of action, or just execute it automatically depending on the situation. So we had to put together a strategic framework at the World Bank on how we would manage AI. The framework comprises 3 primary areas. 1, the strategic elements required to establish AI as a strategic capability, such as principles, lean governance, and the AI roadmap. 2nd, framing of the contextual use cases that would benefit internal staff and our external clients and partners. And 3, at the bottom here, the enabling environment, required to effectively use and benefit from AI. The 4 pillars of the enabling environment are innovation and partnerships, people and culture, data and technology, and risks and safeguards. The principles developed under the risks and safeguards builds on the guidance provided by our senior leadership team at the World Bank and the responsible use of generative AI policy that we have. So at the World Bank, we have an AI tool, we call it My AI, or My as a name. It gives the World Bank knowledge, it gives access to World Bank knowledge along with external Google search results. It offers improved contextual reasoning that helps it understand and respond to complex queries more effectively. It provides detailed and accurate citations for information that it retrieves. Users at fluid and real-time interaction, and the system effortlessly integrates information from multiple sources. And you can choose between advanced AI models for your own organization like OpenAI, GPT-4, and Google Gemini for better querying capabilities. Additionally, it supports document processing tasks for our team that collects reports and studies, such as summarization, sentiment analysis, and it can even translate our documents. So yes, this is a super busy slide that I'm sure none of you can read from your seats, but essentially what we're showing here is just the number of requests we receive in a very short period of time from our business on things that they would like to apply AI to help improve World Bank operations. Next slide. Thank you. So, this is a reminder that key to digital transformation is the people and the culture. It needs to be AI ready. So some of the things we suggest that you can do to move towards digital transformation and the use of AI is empower your workforce by defining digital literacy skills that they need to learn in this changing environment that we are currently going through. Some awareness and outreach. Acknowledge good AI use cases and successes and reward them. Hold forums where people can learn more. Apply some adoption metrics so you know the value of what you're getting. How much time have you saved by implementing some of these technologies, and how much more advanced work can you do now with your staff? And then also participate and share in communities like Karma, your experiences, what is going on in your organization. Let others knowledge sharing. That's all I have to say. And I'm around all week, happy to answer more questions on this, and thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Robert. Please, let's give him a better round of applause. he's made digitization and digitalization very relatable. And at this point, I'd like to request if there's anyone who has a comment, question. Tuchangamke kidogo. Any of us who has a comment? Huh? Did we like the presentation or? Yes, so somebody tell me something about the presentation. Yes? Could you kindly give me my mic, please?
Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation. I'm called Owedi. Can I just clarification about the AI? I've read there that the risk in AI is ethics and legal something, legality. How can they?
Thanks. The microphone working? The question is on the risks of using AI and ethics? Yeah. So we've had to establish some guidelines and principles of use of AI within the World Bank. So currently, we're using it only on our own materials, and the citations and linking is to our own content. So it does help a lot with what they call, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting the term, hallucinations. Sometimes AI will actually make things up or cite something that doesn't actually exist. So we haven't run into that problem using our own corpus of materials. But yes, it can be a problem. We have staff that use external AI solutions to help inform their own reports and studies and creations. And they realize what they're using is accurate and authentic and trustworthy. But we are definitely in a phase where these worlds are conflicting and it's complicated. But I hope it improves.
Thank you for that. Do we have anyone else, please? Maswali, tuulizeni maswali. At least now we've been able to get a glimpse of how we can use AI with the records management. Sometimes when you see these terms floating around, people think, how do I fit in? Yes? Yes, please, Michael?
Can you hear me? Okay. Hi, my name is Michael. Thanks for that presentation, Bob. The question I had was, how have you seen some of the World Bank's really innovations impact some of the policies of the countries that you support? Have you seen a lot of countries adopt some of your policies, and in particular in Africa? I'm just curious how you influence the African governments around some of their AI or data privacy policies because of what you've learned. I loved
Purchased a product which tells us whether or not our reports and studies are being cited in government policies or not, which has been very useful to see a bit of the impact of what the World Bank is releasing. But right now, the bank has been calling itself the Knowledge Bank. In addition to doing loans for operations, also sharing knowledge. So as part of that is partnerships. And we are looking to do more partnerships on AI and data with not just governments, but other organizations and NGOs to help accelerate development within countries. So this is kind of in the very grassroots. We're going to have something called the World Bank Group Learning Academy on specific topics, and we'll host these events in the countries on specific topics where practitioners, government, and the World Bank can all come together as one and learn together. I hope that helps.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone else? Yes? There's somebody here, please. the mic, please. We can't hear you.
Hello,
Yes.
I'm from inaccuracy at the first stage.
Sorry, could you please come again?
We have session
Yes.
today.
Yes.
How will we be able to deal with the inaccuracy at the false positives on the risk side of it?
Okay. Did you get the question? He's asking how, now that we're moving into digital transformation, how will we be able to deal with the inaccuracies? Inaccuracies and how we'll address the risks that are brought about by digital transformation. Did I get you right? What are the challenges and opportunities? Exactly that? Sorry. I'm trying to paraphrase his question.
Yeah, I think what we're finding is that the digital transformation is actually providing new opportunities to do things more accurately
Yes.
and more quickly. So it's really been an exciting time. Certainly there are challenges in making the transition, and we have great people looking at them, discussing and trying to address them. But overall, it's been a very positive experience, and I would be more than happy to meet with the gentleman and discuss the question more.
That's nice. That's nice. Anyone else who has anything burning before we introduce the next presenter, please? I'm sure we have questions. Don't shy away from asking. Or you want to ask them privately? I wouldn't like to shut anyone out. All right. As we are getting ready, do we have anyone in the crowd who could wake us up? Because from here, I'm seeing like we are uptight. Tusimame kidogo. Could you stand up, please, a bit? Ask your neighbor how is the morning. Because I'm seeing like we are still having hangovers of yesterday. Huh? The ones who missed yesterday, tell them you missed to shake a leg. So somebody can stretch us out a bit. I'm sure there's one person here who has the child in them. One person who still has a child in them to come and make us jump a bit before the next presenter gets ready. Please. Some 10-minute thing, please. Yeah. Let's move. I want us to wake up and in readiness for the next presenter.
Dire changement de l'africanza. Papa fololo, frere kera, ona bebeta la ku. Ayele kuna moto, kuna waka kuna moto. Kuna kata kuna chini, kuna wate wate, kuna date kagauki, kuna zitupa mikono, kuna buruka kangeke, kuna zitupa kachomele. Sifu mwokozi, Yesu mwokozi, tena mkombozi.
Thank you, DJ. Thank you, DJ. The child in me tells me we can do end, shoulder, knees, and toes. You remember that? So, DJ, can you give us that song, please? So get to a space. Get to a space.
Yes, I've said we have to remove the hangover of yesterday.
Yeah. And shoulder, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. And shoulders, knees and toes, eyes, ears, mouth and nose. Can we repeat that? Okay. And shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. And shoulders, knees and toes, eyes, ears, nose. Whichever, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. At least we've warmed up a bit. We've gone through some small technical challenge. As is uploading, I'd like to ask us, what are some of the challenges in our digital transformation efforts? Anyone can share their experience. Anyone who has an experience. Anyone who's being pushed to digitize and they don't know what to do, where to start, you could share your experience, please. Huh? Records managers. Tuamkeni, tuulize maswali. Huh? Yeah? Anyone? Yes. Somebody please share a mic, we hear her story. That line, please. Mic. Ama mnataka kumuona hapa mbele. Somebody please share a mic. Yeah? Please share a mic with her. 2 minutes.
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm Leah from Nyandarua County Government. So for us in records management, we have taken a step towards digitization. And we are looking into the scanning part, but we have already secured the system and a server. So I think for now, the challenge we've had pertains to maybe budget constraints, so that the budget can be used to train fellow records management on the operation of the system. And so you find for now we are only doing the scanning and maybe it's just saving the documents as e-records, but the functionality of the system is not yet operationalized. So maybe I'll get a few tips here and there of how to do that. But when you talk of challenges, I would talk of budgeting. And sometimes in the county, you would find that for a budget to be approved, you have to defend it. And because maybe the assembly, who are the people who give us the approved budgets, you may find that they are not quite familiar with what the importance of the records management. And so you might find that the budgeting is not all that good. But all in all, I'd say we have tried, and we are hoping maybe come the end of this financial year, we should be having our system running, even if it's in phases, whereby maybe the HQ does the system and then we do the others in phases in the departments.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that. For those of us who've had her story, who relate to her story, we could give each other encouragement. And there's one thing I'd like to challenge all of us. We know our papers very well. We know our folders very well. But the one main big thing that I've noticed across the board, we don't know our numbers. It is important that as records managers, we get to sit down with accountants. Just have a conversation over how do I put a shilling to that folder? How do I put a shilling to the professional who will assist me do this job? So that when you're speaking to management, they are able to relate. They are able to know that this shilling will be divided from 1 cent to 10 cents to this, and this is the value add. And now, because of time, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, and that is Oscar Otieno from the Office of the Data Protection. Oscar, please. He was here a few minutes ago. Mr. Oscar. Yes? Yep. Mr. Okay. Could we then introduce Mr. Michael from Family Search to take us through so that we rush the time?
Good morning, everybody. I'm definitely not Michael. My name is Nicholas Akelo. Michael is my colleague. It's a great morning to be here, and it's a privilege to present on behalf of Family Search International, and it's a wonderful morning. Just to start us off, Family Search, we are a genealogical organization. We've been in operations for 130 years. So we started as Genealogical Society of Utah, and that is way back in 1894. And so my topic today will be driving digital transformation. 130 years of record preservation, and that's our core business. So just to start us off, I will take some few minutes to play a video that will probably drive us to dig deep into the presentation and to understand better what we do and how we do it.
We are now in a global village. We want to do things the way they are done everywhere. We want to be part of this human community.
People have very, very different needs when it comes to family history, because we have very different family backgrounds. Some of us, luckily, are very well-rooted and know our families, but many people in this modern world have sort of become lost from their family.
Detrás de una partida de bautismo, de primera comunión, de matrimonio, de defunción, hay muchas otras informaciones que son importantes, que tienen que ver, por supuesto, con la genealogía, pero hay muchas cosas que sirven para la historia. Por eso es sumamente importante tenerlo, y no solamente tenerlo y conservarlo, sino que se pueda difundir y esté al alcance de cualquier persona.
We started gathering records in 1894. We always have used the best technology and processes possible in order to make sure we are most effective in the way we use resources. One of those things that we used back in 1938 was microfilm. Microfilm at the time was cutting-edge technology. Just like in 1938, today we still use cutting-edge technology. The right technology for the right job to make sure that our goals are accomplished, and that is to capture these precious records so the world and family members can connect to their ancestors.
6 years ago, we were approached by Family Search here in Denmark, and they offered us what we immediately thought was a great offer to come and digitize a great number of our records. And since then, we have been working together. Our first job finished 2 years ago and is now put online, and we have just finished a new agreement to have more material digitized. So it's my impression that we have very fine running cooperation with Family Search.
Family Search works with over 10,000 archives throughout the world. We've worked with the largest archives in the world. We've also worked with the smallest. We've worked in countries where there are 1 billion people. We've worked in countries where there are less than 2,000 people. All of these records are important to Family Search because they all tell the story of an individual that's connected to a family.
We all belong to one clan or another in the different tribes. So with Family Search, you'll be able to prove that this is the information that is kept for me, thanks to the work that was done by Family Search.
The service that you get as a partner from Family Search mainly is the actual digitization, the digitization in itself. But once pages or protocols have been digitized, they are sent by a server to Family Search, and then they are at a later point returned to us as the actual owner of the information. So there's a whole workflow there that has to be set up, and it works very smoothly.
There are many reasons to preserve records around the world. One of those is natural disasters. One situation was in the Philippines where a typhoon came.
I really was heartbroken to see my office totally devastated. It was empty. Only the floor was left. No walls, and everything was gone. All the records and the equipment were gone.
Luckily, Family Search had worked with the archives in that area many years before and had digitized their records. So when Typhoon Yolanda came and cleared out everything, including all of those precious records, we were able to give the digital records back.
I cannot depict how happy I am, how grateful I am when I received that hard drive. Well, to me, it was an answer to my prayer.
We have our own software engineers who have created these platforms and this technology all to work together to preserve these records long-term and provide access to people around the world.
What we can see now is that from our archive web portal, we display more than 1 million records every year, or at least web pages. And you have to compare that number with the number of people, actual physical people that came to your facility in the past. And when you make that comparison, it is very clear to us that we have experienced a large increase in the number of users, because now information is accessible 24 hours for the whole world.
There's a lot of movement of our people within towns, and then from towns back to the rural areas, but especially the migration from rural areas into towns. This is an occasion where documents, where records are likely to be lost. With Family Search helping us with digitizing, it should be much easier for people to be found.
This collaboration has been particularly beneficial for our local communities. There are 95 counties in Tennessee, and Family Search providing the digitization of their records and providing access to those records that, again, the local communities would never be able to pull off on their own.
上海图书馆与 Family Search 的交往源于上世纪末，双方在中国家谱的收集、整理、研究和服务方面的合作持续了20多年。这种合作不仅因互通有无而丰富了双方的收藏，因及时沟通而提高了各自家谱服务系统的水平，更因信息共享而使许多读者通过检索查到了他们的家谱，理解了家庭对于个人和社会的重要性。
One of the reasons that we work with so many people and have done it in so many countries is because we're nonprofit. When we go into a country, we don't look at how much money we can make. We don't make money. What we do is we take those records, make them available online, provide access, and we do that all around the world.
Tengo la dicha de haber podido seguirlo desde hace muchos años. Quisiéramos cuantificar el costo desde que se comenzó allá en Salt Lake City, pues con este proceso a lo que es hoy, pues creo que sería un presupuesto que nos haría caer para atrás, porque solo las cosas que se van haciendo con fe, con cariño y por servicio a los demás se van multiplicando y esos milagros de verdad existen para bien de todos.
There are a lot of discoveries happening all around the world, from people's homes in South America to China to Africa, to family search centers where people can come in and search for their ancestors. None of that would be possible without the collaboration we have with archives around the world.
It's a seamless operation, and we feel very good that the film that is produced from Family Search's digitization efforts are very good. And we put our name behind the film, which comes from the images that Family Search produces. So it's a really great relationship, I think.
The partnership with Family Search has taken us to the level in terms of online services than we with our own resources. We would never have gotten to the point we are today in terms of online services without the partnership with Family Search.
So as I said, you've seen in the video, we've been around since 1894. That's approximately 130 years. We also champion the use of microfilm, and currently we have 2.5 million rolls of microfilm stored in our record vault. Our storage capacity exceeds 18 petabytes at the moment. And so, talking of archives, we define archives and we consider archives as different locations where records are kept. So one of those places we have the most common, which is the National Archives, as in our country, Kenya, and many other parts of the world, as entity mandated by law to store both public and private records. We also work with the civil registration offices. We also, as you've seen in the video, we work with religious organizations. We don't forget the dead. We also work with cemetery records, warehouses, and any other location where records, we can identify individuals and families. So what types of records, someone may ask, does Family Search help preserve and digitize? Civil registration, that's births, deaths, and marriages. We have censuses. We have religious records, baptisms, remarriage, burial, hospital records, and any record that identifies the name, dates, places, and relations. So I don't know if this could look familiar to some of you or all of you. These are the typical archival conditions that we find out there. So some of the challenges that are faced by record custodians, apart from what you saw in the video, limited storage capacity that we can all agree. We have poor storage conditions. We also have staffing and community engagement problems. And the most common one, insufficient funding. We also have those natural disasters and climate change. We saw in the video a case in Philippines where we went in and there was hurricane, and luckily we had digitized the records there, and Family Search was able to bring back all those records. So we have things like hurricanes and earthquakes that are great threat to our records. We have floods. We recently had floods in this country, if you remember well, and in many, many parts of the world. These are natural phenomena that we face. We also have fires that can come in and destroy all our collections and all the records that we value so much. Yeah, you know, as we all will agree, paper with time will experience such things like mold, mildew, rain, sunlight, and insect infestation. Those are some of the risks that we face with our records. So these are some of the digitization benefits to record custodians. We offer no-cost long-term preservation. So we also relocate original records to long-term storage. We give image and data protection. I know data protection is an emotive issue in many parts of the world, especially even in Kenya here. Just to mention, I'll mention that in the subsequent slides, but Family Search is registered data controller in Kenya by the Office of the Data Protection. So there is also broader digital access. One of the reasons why we preserve these records is to provide accessibility where the law permits. So there is improved productivity and service delivery. When we can access these records online, then there is that efficiency that comes with it. So where is our place in the archival community? We've been around since 1894 for 130 years. We have partnered with more than 10,000 archives in over 120 countries. Currently, we engage more than 300 volunteers worldwide, 300,000. And we have 12.5 billion searchable names. When you go to our website, our database, you can be able to find those. 5.7 billion images that you can search and retrieve. 559,000 digitized books and 22.1 million monthly visits. That's huge traffic. So currently in the world, just move back a bit, we have 420 cameras globally operating in different countries, capturing images annually. And from the map, the world map there, you can see in blue where those cameras are found. So in Africa, these are some of the notable projects that we've completed. We digitized 9 million images of births and deaths for Liberia Ministry of Health and Social Welfare. We've also digitized over 200 million images of births, marriage, and death records for Italian state archives. We have also digitized over 37 million images of birth, marriage, and death records for National Civil Registry of Guatemala. And also we recently signed an agreement with State Archival Service of Ukraine to digitize records of their 7 regional archives. I believe all of us know what's going on in Ukraine, and so we are trying to save the records of that country.
So this is how we're doing it. We're helping to preserve the records by providing the necessary tools and the technology and the experience. We have more than 4 million records that we have to preserve, between 40 to 50,000 images per week. And then the project will last for at least 3 years. And then after this process of indexing, the records will be available online. So people, individuals, and families may have access to this information.
So we've also leveraged AI to make these records easily accessible and searchable online. And the image that you just seeing from your screens is the use of computer-assisted indexing, where the AI will be able to identify what type of record and the record type and mark it in different colors. So as you can see, we also use human support to constantly perfect the AI models that we use. The goal is to have 95 to 100% accuracy. So after we digitize your records, we provide you as record custodians and the owners of records, we give you what is called the digital reading room that contains all images of your records that we've digitized for ease of access. So in terms of legal agreements and data privacy, as I said, we are very keen and particular when it comes to legal parameters of a country, of a law. We know in Kenya we have the Data Protection Act of 2019, and we've greatly focused on those. Family Search is currently registered as a data controller in Kenya, and we do our operations keenly abiding by the laws of the land, according to the agreements that we sign with you. So these are some of the roles of the archives and the Family Search when we come into partnership. So as Family Search, we'll be able to give you technology, software, hardware, 100 plus years of best practices, and also the manpower. So for the archive, we expect access to the records, rights to share the records, secure space, electricity, and manpower. What has Family Search done in Africa? Someone may ask. So as you can see, that's the map of Africa. These are countries that we've accomplished and done so many projects. And our digitization are at no cost to archives. Quite a sad picture there. This is in Plateau, Côte d'Ivoire, where those records were lost. But luckily, we had digitized them and we gave them those records back in a DRR. So we've also worked with the Archdiocese of Zambia. As I mentioned earlier, we work with religious organizations as well, governments, hospitals, schools, county governments, name it, any record custodian. So this is a project that we are completing in DR Congo, digitizing 11 million of ID applications. We also managed to capture and digitize 25 million images of Ghana census records. And this is our colleague giving digital reading room to that project that I've just mentioned. So as part of our operations, we have in Africa, Family Search also capture oral genealogies, and we've been actively involved in 21 African countries. Currently, we are active in 15 of them, as you can see from the map. In those countries, we've managed to interview done over 2 million interviews, and preserved over 276,784,611 names, 9.7 million photographs, 3.9 million audio recordings, 2 million family stories, and over 700, we've managed to preserve over 700 dialects. In conclusion and an invitation, our services, as I said, are at no cost preservation because we partner with different organizations, Dell, that provide us equipments and many other volunteers, so we bring these services to the world at no cost. We do on-location camera operations to digitize your records. We don't move your records. We come with the equipments and digitize them at your location. High quality equipments, digital copies of your records upon request. Permanent protection against threat of loss or damage to records. We provide that. We do migration of digitized records to new media formats over time to ensure accessibility. So that means we constantly update technology. We are ready to partner with you at any time. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Family Search, for that informative presentation. They have brought a very emotive subject, and probably I hope it will trigger a thought process to us in terms of managing our family records. For those of us who work in county governments, you know where we need them. Please let us engage. Please let us talk to them. In Kenya, I've noticed that we don't have a serious footprint. I hope this will be an opportunity to start the conversation. Thank you so much. Another round of applause for them. I think I like very much the work. Now, do we have any reactions, comments, please, before we break for tea? Anyone, please? Yes. Please, a mic over there, kindly. Tuulize maswali. Kwa nini tunaogopa kuuliza maswali? Excuse me, please share a mic with her at the end there. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Can you hear me? Thank you so much, Nicholas, for that wonderful presentation. It's an eye-opener for us in records management. My question is, what does an organization need to do for you to digitize their records? Do we just need to come to you, or do we have to meet any kind of criteria for you to do that? Thank you.
Thank you so much for that question. So, as you've seen in our presentation, we've been working with different organizations across Africa, across different parts of the world. And what you need to do is just, we come to you, take you through the legal different contractors. Once everything we agree, and then we can just come in and bring the equipment as I presented to be able to digitize your records. I don't know if I answered that.
Thank you. From your presentation, you have shown us the countries that you have worked. Apparently, I've never seen any client in Kenya.
Thank you, thank you. Family Search is global. We've been around for 130 years. In Africa, we've worked different countries. In Kenya, we are currently talking to Ministry of the Interior, Civil Registration, National Registration Bureau. We are talking to the Catholic organizations and different other organizations that have these records. And pretty soon, we will be having contracts signed and we will be able to digitize those records. As you may be aware, there are emotive issues. I mentioned briefly about the data protection and ways of navigating through those to be able to have a seamless operation.
Okay, thank you so much. I think family search are still here with us. If you have any further questions, we could look out to them. And now, at this point, I'd like us to get out for tea. And because we have our chief guest, she's already around, please let's take exactly 20 minutes. Please. 20 minutes, we are all seated. We wait for our chief guest. Thank you.
Okay, bring the beat back. Hey, 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 hey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Say yeah, yeah, yeah. Say yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, yeah, oh, 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 here we go. No, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle for less. Hey, yeah, 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 oh, oh. No, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle for less. Listen, no, I can't hide it. I know you see. I really only want the best for me. No, I'm not tripping. I stand my ground to get all I want before I settle down. Yeah. You call me picky, say what you want. At least I'm saying everything up front. No time for guessing, no time for games. I will know it when I see it come my way. Till then I'm saying no, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle for less. No, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle for less. I want commitment and loyalty. I gotta know your love is only for me. Someone who listens, someone who cares. When I call them, I know that they'll be there, yeah. Whenever struggles come around, I need someone I know will hold me down. Through the sickness and in health, wanna share this love between ourselves. Till then I'm saying no, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle for less. Said I won't settle, no, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle for less. Listen. Baby, I need more than good looks. Yeah. Darling, I need more than just your words. Yeah. Baby, I need something deeper. Yes, I do. That lets me know that she's for him and he's for her. Yeah, yeah. Saying no, I won't settle for less. And I don't want us if we ain't the best. No, I won't settle. Yeah, But I'm pretty sure that's where it came from. You're majestic, you're majestic way. Yes, I know it sounds kinda cheesy, but girl, you got to know that I am for real. See, never say things that I don't mean. You got me crying over you, like my world. It got me changing things I do.
In the management of information and records in Kenya, whilst being at the center of sustainable development, the Kenya Association of Records Managers and Archivists is the professional body for records and archives management professionals in Kenya. KAMA was registered in Kenya on the 8th of October 2010 under the Society's Rules, Certificate number 33010. Our focus is on engendering professionalism in the management of information and records in Kenya whilst being and talent development opt. These include, while we build ourselves on pertinent holders to ensure effective management of records and information in our country during 2024, with a clear mission to empower the next generation of professionals in the field of records and archives management. This initiative focuses on young and emerging professionals, bridging the gap between post-university training and the demand. The Kenya Association of Records Managers and Archivists presents the KAMA Talent Development Program. The program was launched in June 2020. Following
Alipokwisha kunena, alimwambia Simoni, tweka mpaka kilindini.
You don't say much yet I hear it all, dripping with beauty like a waterfall. Oh, I see you approaching, not abide by the law. And that's right, I treat you like a stop sign. Look right, look left again. Oh, now this he goes. So I can't believe this. I takes a beautified right before my eyes. Too unreal for me, pinch myself to see. What is me? Your body says 1,000 words. Your body, girl, I don't deserve. Your body says 1,000 words. Your body, girl, I don't deserve. To get you out of my mind is a job on its own. Like a river flow, your current's too strong. Now, like a drug you take all over me. I treat you like medicine. The more I take, the better I feel. And this she goes, so I can't believe this. I takes a beautified right before my eyes. Too unreal for me, pinch myself to see. Would this be your body? Your body says 1,000 words. Your body. Your body, girl, I don't deserve. Oh, your body says 1,000 words. Your body, girl, I says 1,000 words. Your body, and your body, 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 girl, I don't deserve. Oh, your body.
She's playing my song. Check BBM, and you will see her status says she's playing my song, playing my song.
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, check, 1, 2, 1, 2, check, yeah, yeah. Iko chini sana. Mwambie anyonge. Check. Yeah, sawa.
Okay, Karma members, we kindly urge you to start coming in the hall. Our chief guest is almost joining us. Kindly call your colleagues who are outside. If you're inside the hall and you have your colleagues outside, kindly assist us by calling them. Wamboi, Mary Wamboi, kindly call the team from your office to come.
And here in my heart, you have a home. I wrote back, baby, you are so sweet. And there's no place that I'd rather be. I send my message, and then I saw her status said she's playing my song. Yeah, 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 yeah. Her status says she's playing my song.
Those who are outside and they can hear me, please come in. Please, please. We can take photos later. Tumeita marafiki zetu. Yeah?
I see you standing over there, and I'm wondering, can I whisper something in your ear, something that you might like? Oh, one, you're looking good, looking too good. Yeah. Two, I'd make every man in here praise you if I could. Come on now, three, is there any way that we could be? But for now, I'll stop with all that counting and ask if you can join me. Chica, oh chica, my baby, chica, oh chica, my baby, chica, oh chica, my baby, chica,
Please, let's hurry up and
oh chica, my
wale tuko kwa mlango, tukimbie kidogo tafadhali. We would like to settle in. When the cabinet secretary comes in, we are all settled kindly. Tafadhalini, let's not hold each other at the entrance there. Please, let's come in.
Aichukucha. Uyuyuya. Aichukucha. Uyuyuya.
Wale tunaingia tuingie na mbio. If you still have your neighbor missing, please look for them. Excuse me, let's settle, tafadhali. For neighbors, there are some neighbors missing here, or you don't care about your neighbors. Eh? Wako wapi? Eh?
Kusubiri mpenzi kabla siku kuisha, najiunga nawe mpenzi, raha mpaka mwisho. Kusubiri mpenzi kabla siku kuisha, najiunga nawe mpenzi.
Check.
Okay, just to guide all of us, when the Okay, we are back. Thank you so much for coming back for this other part of the program. To guide all of us, when the cabinet secretary comes in, please let's all rise up. Then we'll start off with the national anthem. They will run in sequence, the national anthem, then the East African anthem. Thank you. those of us coming in, once again, I kindly request that we hurry up. We'll do our chit-chats a little later, please. And again, if you still have a neighbor who is missing, please look for them. If we have any of our sponsors in our midst, please come forward. Britam, where are you? Yeah. METROFILE, come forward, please.